Welcome, Saggies, to your June 2020 reading. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. And if this is the first time that you've tuned in, you can get a free mini reading simply by clicking the subscribe button. So all new subscribers get to ask a question. You can leave it in the comments below, or if you'd like to keep it out of the public forum, please just email me, and I've left my email address below as well. I am also offering an extended reading on this month's reading. So if you want some more information, I go into a little bit more depth. I pull out a few more cards. It's roughly 20 minutes long and it costs $10. So you can certainly email me that and I will send over the extended video directly to you. And I also offer personal readings as well, so all those details are below. And if you're into crystal jewelry, check out my website kazana.com.au, and there are all beautiful one-off pieces of handmade jewelry, all designed and made in Australia. And all of the meanings of the crystals are in that website as well, so check that out if you're interested. Now let's get into your June reading. Now June starts off with you with the Lovers card, and when this card turns up in a reading, it's one of the it talks about a most powerful and long-lasting relationship that's either on its way or that you're involved in at the moment, and it's really blossoming in June. And it's not the type of love that falls into our life for a brief time. It's that deep, intense love. And this could potentially be with an earth sign for a lot of you, or an air sign for a lot of you. So Virgo, I do see that this could have something to do with a Virgo, but I don't try to stress too much on the actual star signs because it's the character of the person that these cards often describe. So, there's definitely a soulmate for you, and whether or not the relationship lasts your entire life, you will absolutely be changed forever for going through it and meeting this wonderful person. And the Lovers card can also speak of a decision or a very important choice that you may have to make. And you're kind of asked to make this choice from the heart rather than the head. And you've got to feel the right direction to take when the Lovers card comes up. It can also mean that if you've been unwell, there is a return to better health for you. But I do feel like this Lovers card does have something to do with someone who is just an amazing friend or parent and an amazing spouse. And, it's one of those people that can just do everything. They can run a company, they can raise money for their perfect charity, they can be dropping the kids off, they're going to work, then coming home and looking after, organising dinner, but then going out into the garden and fixing that. They're just able to handle everything. And they're very, very generous to a fault, this person. And they'll help anyone who requires assistance. So what a lovely person to be having as your soulmate and in your life. And, I do feel like it's a time where in your life where you are able to sort of manifest what it is that you need. It's this time where you can actually just draw things into you that you do need. But there is also a reminder that, if there are people in your life, use kindness with interactions with them as well, because, even though you think you might understand their situation, it's quite possible that you don't quite understand what they're going through, or they're going through more than what you think you know. So just make sure you have that in mind as well. And I feel like there will definitely be movement for you in all of the right areas in June. It's kind of time. It's actually, you have the Knight of Pentacles there, which is movement, and it does have the message that it's time for planning to be over, and now you've got to get into action. So if this is something to do with planning a meeting, or something to do with your work, or something to do with your life, planning a wedding, planning a party, planning an engagement, something like that, it's really, you've put all of those thoughts in place, and you need to follow through with the promises that you've made as well. And it also kind of, the Taurus, the Knight of Pentacles, it is another earth sign again. So I feel like, again, there could be this choice between that Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or that air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarian. But as I said, that earthiness, that hard-working type of soul person, or that intellectual, there's that kind of duality here. There's also, do I put more energy and effort into work, or do I put it into family and friends? It's kind of that sort of choice that we are faced with. But also this month, there is the Judgment card. Now, the Judgment card really does tell us that we are close to completing this task that we have at hand. So you are definitely going to be making some moves towards getting things done, and for whatever significant plan. And I do feel like this does have something to do with this Lovers card, this relationship that you could be in. And it's almost like, this can also include, your career and changes that you might be pondering in your career. You might also be putting those into place, and thinking your options through very carefully. And when we have a big decision that's faced, and I do kind of feel this is a very important decision. You have quite a lot of major arcana cards here, and a lot of court cards. And, in fact, let me just have a double look. They are actually all major arcana cards and court cards. You have no minor arcana cards here at all, which tells me that it is quite a significant month. And it's almost like there is going to be a transformation for you once you've put your plans in place, and which I feel like you have. But once these plans have been put into action and you're making a move on them, you are going to really be transformed. It is going to change the way you are as a person. You are completely different and transformed. And, it can also mean, you're ready for any endeavour that you're putting your mind to as well. So if you've got some legal proceedings, which you have the Queen of Swords there, which could mean there could be some legal issues, but this could just be, insurance, legally in terms of insurance, signing papers or contracts, that kind of stuff. You're prepared for that, and things are going to go really well for you as well. Now, I feel, the Strength card, you are really going to draw on your inner strength, and you are going to put things in play that you want for yourself. And it's kind of, you're exercising your desires, but in a way that there is no harm to other people. You are actually putting things down and getting what you want for yourself, and it's going to be well deserved. And when, often for true kindness to come forth, and it was sort of talking about, treating your friends and loved ones with kindness, you must find it within yourself to forgive yourself. And that could be quite hard for some people to do. We hold and carry a lot of pain from the past, but I feel like your inner strength is now going to be able to forgive yourself for things that you've done in the past. You're going to be able to cut them away, release them, and forgive yourself. And that in turn is going to allow you to forgive those around you, forgive them, and, really have tolerance and forgiveness in your life for the people close to you. And again, this can be either that earth sign or that air sign that are around you. I am feeling perhaps kids, but kids are a relative thing. If you believe in past lives, anyone could have been your child. So those people that are close to you now are the people that you need to be really showing some forgiveness for this month. Now, I do see that there is a successful completion for you, a very successful completion. And as I said, this can have something to do with a legal matter or some documents or some contracts or that sort of thing. There will be an absolute completion, and as I said, successful one at that. There could be a promotion for you or a new position, and it's going to be sort of challenging and promising, and it offers that challenge and promise for the future. And this could even mean moving into a new home, or to a new city. This card, the World card, also is a card of enlightenment, and you're following your own evolution. You're really going through the right processes and just really allowing yourself to have complete clarity. You are going to have complete clarity about the direction that your life is going to be going in as well. Now, I do see the Hierophant card here. Now, the Hierophant card is a card of, it's a card of duality again, and I do see this duality here. You have duality in the Queen of Swords. That is like the Libra card, the two swords, the balancing. The Lovers card, again, there's two there, that duality. And the Hierophant actually talks about that as well. And you might be sort of called up to take a traditional route. Now, this could be a traditional kind of, in the sense of traditional structures, in the sense of like a marriage, a traditional marriage, or traditional work structure with a boss and, the team leader and those sorts of things. Like there's actually, I feel like this definitely could also be to do with a marriage, because it is something that is going to, as I said with the Judgment card, be quite transformative, and you will be a different person after this. And there's sort of, it can either be for you to follow this traditional structure, or if not, and this is quite ambiguous, but if it's not telling you to do that, this card can be both. But your intuition is going to tell you which direction you need to go, whether you need to go down that tried and true tested path, or whether you need to sort of think outside of the box and do things your own way. And you will definitely know which one it is. And the Hierophant card is sort of, I think you're going to be spending time with like-minded individuals who can help you to develop your spirituality as well, in a sense, and that deep spiritual side of you. And this can also be structures in terms of schools and universities. You might be going into further learning or deep learning about spirituality and following that sort of path and that way of thinking as well for you in June. But it can indicate that certain rules have been imposed upon you by society and the family, and you are either going to follow those rules, those family structures, that marriage, getting married, having the kids, doing that sort of stuff, or you might just find, look, this just doesn't serve me, and you might cast off these constraints and in favor of new guidelines that lead you on a path that will be going forward in the way you wish to follow. So that is a bit contradictory, but as I said, you will know which path it is that you will be taking. Now, the Doreen Virtue Healing with the Angels card is trust. And I'm just going to read the meaning of that card out for you. And trust is kind of saying, it's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? But it kind of is saying here that, if I could find the page, I'm sorry about that, I should have been more prepared. So trust, believe in yourself and have faith that God and the angels are with you. Ask them to help you lose the fears that block you from enjoying full faith. Your angels know that you've been disappointed in the past. These experiences may have eroded your faith in yourself, other people, or even God. However, the angels remind you of the importance of holding on to your faith. By drawing this card, the angels emphasize the value of self-trust. They know that you, like everyone, have made mistakes in the past. However, these mistakes have not eroded your true nature. You still have omnipresent God within you, and God is infallible. The angels ask you to trust in God and trust in them. They will help you trust yourself. And that's such a lovely message, beautiful Saggies. So have a wonderful month. Bye. Love you.